Divine Feminine Empress 444 here to do a collective read. Okay. We're going to tap in and do a collective reading. See what we can get here. We'll see what's in the collective's energy. Man, I was driving a little bit ago. And, man, the moon was crazy looking. It was like these weird, like, clouds around the moon. It almost looked like when somebody blows smoke circles out of their mouth that when they're a smoker. But it was like 4 of them around the moon. It was really crazy. It was cool looking. Don't get me wrong. Let's tap into the energy of the collective. Thank you, Holy Spirit, divine ancestors, spirit guides, let me tap into the energy of the collective. All right, we're going to tap into the energy of the collective. Ooh. Okay, Spirit. I hope everybody's having a good holiday today, too. Some people might even still be at like different barbecues and things like that. So that's nice if you were able to do that. Celebrate with your families and stuff. All right. So we have no strings, secrets. We have Queen Bee, secure, confident, boss bitch, career focused. And then we have turning your back. Okay. Let's get some tarot on this. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Fool. We have the Tower. Wow. All majors already. Look, Ace of Swords. Okay. This is good energy. 2 of Cups. At least good for whoever's going to be watching this. I feel like. Okay. So then we have, wow, the 10 of Pentacles. The King of Swords. The 10 of Swords. And the Page of Swords. Okay. So, wow. So, this fell off the edge of the Chariot in reverse. That fell off the edge of the table. That meant something. I'm going to save that. Okay. So, I'm getting whoever I'm speaking to. You're in this queen bee, boss bitch type of energy, okay? It doesn't matter if you're male or female. I just feel like you're somebody who's like tapped into your feminine side. So like not only I'm hearing like you could be somebody who normally shows up as a masculine, right? A go-getter. very driven, very independent as well, is what I'm hearing. But I feel like you're also now like starting to bring in your feminine side as well, right? Feeling more comfortable, feeling more I'm hearing too, maybe caring about the way you look a little bit more, or maybe like hmm, I want to say not even so much the look. I want to say it's more like a an emotion, like balancing that emotion. Not always feeling like you have to be so strong all the time. Thank you, Spirit, is what I wanted to say. Anyway, whole point that I'm getting at is it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. Take it how it resonates for you. I feel like you've turned your back on somebody here from the past. This person withheld a lot of secrets from you, okay? This is somebody that didn't want like a serious relationship with you. They could have told you they did, but this person was sneaky. Mm. Anyway, this is coming up for a reason. So, but what I do see with what I like with the tarot cards here is the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. So, something about you finally really like knowing the truth, right? And it's not like you had somebody come and tell you details of what this person was up to or, whatever. This could have been over a long period of time that you had to like put pieces together, right? And really realize that you never really needed like a truth from this person. You just know, like, one, you deserve better. Two, the disrespect spoke loud enough, right? Um, and understanding that you hold the key. You hold the key to whoever comes into your life, right? You decide who stays, who goes. It's never really been about anyone else. It's always been about you, right? Mm. And I feel like now you're taking this new leap, right? With this full card here. I feel like you're taking a leap of faith and discovering the new you, right? Which is going to cause a tower here. Okay. And I feel like whoever you are, I'm definitely hearing like you've gained so much mental clarity. It's almost like okay, so from the start of your awakening, I'm hearing you could have been like went through a lot of phases, right? You could have went through a really dark, sad, lonely, depressing stage, right? And then you could have went through the dark night of the soul, right? And you start realizing different things about yourself. And then from that you go to um back to kind of missing said person or people that have harmed you or hurt you in the past. Then you start to feel like undeserving. Maybe you were the one that was the one that was wrong, right? Trust and believe this is normal emotions that everybody goes through when they're going through an awakening. Hello Supreme. Hello. um but I'm definitely getting I feel like now you're understanding, right? And it's one of those kind of things that like you understand that everyone's human, right? Everyone's living this human experience and kind of understanding, how do I want to say this? It's almost like I'm not saying what people have done to you is right, right? But it's like coming to that understanding that people only show up towards you the best that they know at that time, right? So if somebody isn't healed, right? Or even have come from a good space, they're only going to show up what they know, right? And I feel like you're finally getting that clarity, right? Understanding that yes, you can forgive people, it doesn't mean you have to forget the mistreatment, the way people were with you. But you can forgive them because understanding that you too once have done something that maybe hurt or harmed someone else, right? And you don't really want the judgment either, right? So it's almost like that understanding of um I'm definitely getting a heavy understanding of like forgiveness, real forgiveness, right? But then also knowing that people can only do to us what we allow. And the reason why I say this is because we can't control anyone else outside of ourselves. We can only control ourselves. So if we don't like a situation or whatever, we can remove ourselves from that situation. Okay? So I feel like that's the clarity that you're receiving. Um anyway, with this 2 of cups, right? And the reason why I say that is because it's almost like if you show up in love towards someone, right? This is why I'm saying this. Okay. I'm really focused right now, so I apologize. I'm not going to really be reading your guys' comments right this minute because spirit's showing me stuff. That's why a lot of the times I look up or look to the to the left here, okay? Cuz I'm trying to figure out everything that they're showing me here. So, the way spirit's showing this to me is like having that mutual attraction towards somebody, having that mutual respect, having that mutual and like common ground, right? Understanding that now that's what you're looking for, right? Before I feel like you possibly could have been somebody who wanted to fix people, right? Or felt like you could because you were such an empath, right? Understanding that Hmm. Before you could have been somebody who like if somebody needed money, you were the first to give them money. If somebody needed a place to stay, you were the first to give them a place to stay. If somebody needed a job, you would help them look for a job. Now I feel like you know to have boundaries, right? You can't give from a cup that isn't full, right? So even I'm definitely getting you're somebody who definitely coulda gave people your last, right? Mhm. And I feel like it's because other people depleted you always. And I feel like the energy that I'm seeing is like you giving so much, right? Only because you were really wanting it in return. Yeah. Hmm. This is deep. Spirit's going pretty deep with this one. Mhm. So the way I'm seeing this, right, is like now you're understanding to have boundaries and you can still help people, but now you've changed your perspective on help. I feel like now it's more like giving people the knowledge, right? Or just being there for someone to talk to, right? You can give somebody advice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that. Thank you, Spirit. Hmm. I feel like you're working towards this financial freedom here with this 10 of Pentacles, working towards the things now that you want, right? And not expecting anything from anyone else, right? Mm. And I feel like you're making a lot of head over heart decisions, right? I feel like you're also like and I feel like you could have already always been this way kind of. Um a truth seeker and a truth speaker. Like somebody who always really spoke your mind, spoke the truth. Um and respected other people that did the same. But I feel like, you're really focused on that now. Yeah, because you went through a lot of painful, like, painful situations, I'm hearing. Feeling like relationship after relationship was nothing but like failures. Mhm. A lot of loss. You could be somebody too who like you had to start over numerous times. That's for someone. With this page of swords, I feel like it's almost like you're searching for your community, right? You could have a hard time sleeping lately too, I'm getting. You could be somebody who it's almost like you're ooh, I just heard you could be going through like an oh, extension. It's like the way spirit's showing it to me is like during the day you feel really tired, right? And then all of a sudden at night when you should be finally ready and rested and wanting to go to bed, it's like all of a sudden you get a burst of energy. Mhm. Hi, Rainbow. Queen of Pentacles, yeah. You've always been super nurturing, right? Hmm. Very loving. Very loving. Hmm. I'm definitely getting the feeling that Spirit's showing me, 'cause Spirit's showing this to me in a feeling, and it's like a sad, but like comfort at the same time. So it's almost like I'm feeling the comfort is what you give, but then the sadness is what you feel because it's like you've always given that almost not saying you expected it from anyone else, but just wondering why you didn't receive it back. Yeah. Hmm. Queen of Swords. Yeah. Hmm. I feel like now you've learned to create boundaries, okay? Learning to be very clear in your communication. hmm And I feel like when you're meeting new people, right? Spirit wants you to be this way. Wants you to be very clear with what you're expecting. And not saying you have to be rude or like I just heard crash, right? It's not like you have to be disrespectful or if someone is stepping outside of your boundaries, it's not like you have to like call them out on it. But what I'm saying is it's like being clear and like when you're meeting people, letting them know what you're expecting, right? You don't want any gray areas. And then standing on it. So if somebody does cross your boundaries, they're done. And that's it. Mhm. Yeah. That's good energy. I like that. I like that. I feel like too, you're very self-disciplined. Mhm. You're tired of dealing with people in this wishy-washy energy, arrogance, disrespect, careless. Yeah. Conflict. You're wanting this. 10 of Cups. Divine love, harmony. Yes, happiness. Mhm. I feel like now it's almost like you can taste it, right? It's almost like you know it's there, right? You can feel it almost. You know you deserve it, but now it's almost like I just heard you may be like fearful of it because you're not used to it. And are you going to recognize it? And fearful that you might push it away? Hmm. Hmm. This is a new phase. This is a new phase. Judgment. This is like when you're really understanding forgiveness. And not just for others, it's like forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for maybe not making the best decisions, right? Choosing the right people, right? And also forgiving you. Mhm. Showing mercy on yourself. Hmm, I like that. So we have the 9 of cups in reverse. Yeah, I feel like these people wanted you to stay in lack, right? Never really feeling content, never feeling happy. I feel like they wanted to turn you into who they were. It didn't work. It almost worked. I feel like it almost worked, right? You could have became very bitter for a minute during your awakening. You could have became very agitated, aggressive. But I feel like you had to work through that alone. That's why spirit pulled you into like a hermit mode, right? So you could go through all these different emotions and these feelings and work through that pain, right? So you didn't project it onto someone else. Mhm. 6 of wands. I'm telling you, you've you've moved so far, okay? I feel like now you're becoming more self-confident too as well. Mhm. With this 2 of wands. Mm. I feel like for some of you, you could be getting ready to move or you're feeling this energy of like wanting to move. And it may not just be from a home location. It could just be like it's almost like that feeling inside like I need to get up and go, right? Out of nowhere. And you almost feel like this need to just try new things or discover new things. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Give me something more. So we have the 4 of cups and the 3 of swords. Hmm. I feel like spirit was like spirit was really trying to like help you through this because this was a lot. This was the fuck a lot. This was heavy, this was painful. I mean, this was heartbreak. Some of you went through divorce, depression, anxiety. I mean, just a lot of losses. I feel like a lot of the time a lot of you could have felt like you were let's get one more and then I got to get off of here, guys. I apologize. I got to cut this short. My son is calling. So we have the 9 of swords. Yeah. This is how these people wanted you to feel. In anxiety, depression, despair, having nightmares, sleepless nights, sad. I apologize. The reason that the sound went out is because my son's trying to call me. That's why I was saying I'm gonna have to get off of here. Because I gotta check on my son. Um, but yeah, let me give you guys before I call him back quick a divine oracle message. Realignment. Hmm. Shift your perspective for a gained sense of clarity. Yep. I feel like you're doing this. Communicate, receive, and express the truth. And I feel like that's what you're stepping into is like really honing in on speaking about what you truly want, Mhm. Again, no gray areas. I like this energy. Hopefully this resonated with somebody. If it did, thanks you guys for watching. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. I will be on again tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do a question again, see how that goes. For a 30-minute reading giveaway. Okay. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for all the love and support. All right, I'll see you guys next time. See you tomorrow. Bye.